welcome to the 411 Mamas. Today I'm going to be talking to you about what to do with that leftover Halloween candy. The obvious option would be to eat it all. If you're like me, you probably don't necessarily want to eat it all. So I'm going to give you just a few ideas of things that you might want to try this year in lieu of consuming all of that sugary goodness yourself. Bring it to work with you, or bring it to the office or your school or wherever it is that you can actually get rid of. Put it in a bowl, it'll just go. Take it out of your immediate area, like your home where you're going to just be hanging out a lot, and it's just going to be a really big temptation. Stick it in your freezer and take them out as you need them. I suppose you could let them thaw and eat it that way. My husband actually does that. Sometimes he puts his chocolate in the freezer, and it makes it less tempting to just pick up a candy bar and eat it right away, because they're really hard, and they can be really rough on your teeth. But that's another tip, is just to put it in the freezer, save it for later. And then what can you do with that frozen candy? Put it in softened ice cream, freeze it up, and then you'll have your own sort of you know how Dryers or whatever it is has those limited edition candy flavored ice cream? You can make your own. You can chop up those candy bars and put them in cakes or cookies and brownies, and just add it as a little extra something, a little surprise. Kids love those cookies with the M&Ms. Well, we all know M&Ms are one of those popular candies that are given away during the Halloween trick-or-treating extravaganza. So save up those candies, and you can actually use them for other things, other treats. Bake them for classes, bake them for parties, giveaways, those kinds of things. So freeze your candy, save it for later, and use it later. If you have birthday parties, or if you celebrate a birthday or any kind of kid's birthday later on in the fall or in the winter, candy keeps for a really, really long time. We all know it's just sugar and preservatives and all kinds of really good for you stuff, right? So save it for later, and if you have a birthday party and maybe there's a piñata or something, save it for the piñata. You can load up the piñatas. You can save the candy and use it in goodie bags. What else can you do with them? You can just save up the candy and use it for guessing games at our holiday parties at work. We often have a jar of candies, guess how many M&Ms are in those things. You can save it and use for that kind of thing. So there are ways to use the candy, still get rid of it, and not necessarily eat it. So save it up and use it for another event, another party. There's nothing wrong with that, and someone else will get to enjoy it as well. Make a deal with them. Well, if you want to give me some of your candy, maybe what we can do is do an exchange. And if you want, a little drawing kit or something else that they've been having that they've had their eye on, maybe you can work out some sort of exchange of the candy with something like a toy, or something else that you'd rather have them have, rather than the candy and them eating all the candy all at once. So that's something you can try, and hopefully it'll work out with you and your kids. With the holidays coming up, specifically I'm thinking of Christmas, if you celebrate Christmas, or any of those holidays where you have things to decorate. I'm thinking specifically of gingerbread houses and things like that. They usually come with gumdrops, or you can add little M&Ms or Skittles. Why not use your Halloween candy? There's a ton of different candies you can use. You can take your Dum-Dums, or the Dum-Dum lollipops, or any other kind of lollipop that you wouldn't normally want to eat. Crush them up. You can sprinkle them on the rooftops of gingerbread houses. Just pop on the roof or on the house with a little bit of royal icing or something like that. So just another thing to keep in mind for a little bit down the ways, just in a couple months. Keep your candy for that. So it'll be another way for your kids to enjoy their candy. The last thing I wanted to mention is something I have not actually tried myself, but I looked into this. There are programs that actually you can take your leftover candy, well, and other goods as well, but specifically Halloween candy. There are programs where you can take your candy to, say, your local dental practice or things like that, and they will buy your candy from you, and they'll send it to the troops overseas. I'm going to mention a couple. Again, I cannot necessarily vouch for these particular programs because I haven't done them myself, but I urge you to, if you're interested in this kind of thing, to do your research, to check up on these programs online, make phone calls if necessary, and see if it's something that you would want to do for yourself, and for you to help, our military troops overseas. But one is called Operation Gratitude, and the other one is called Operation Shoebox. Basically, they ship packages to our military men and women overseas. So think about that. Check with your local dental practice. Again, I forget what it's called now. Oh shoot. Sorry, I forgot what it was called. But there's a program. It's like Halloween candy buyback or something like that. It's a program that a lot of the dental practices may partake in and participate in. So if that's something you're interested in, call your dental practice first, see if they are participating in that kind of program, and if so, if there's a deadline. So yeah, so those are my tips for getting rid of your Halloween candy, and I hope it's been slightly useful, and if not, heck, just eat it. Just eat it. It comes around once a year. That's all for now. Thank you for watching the 411 Mamas. If you celebrate Halloween, if you're going out trick-or-treating, have a wonderful Halloween. Stay safe and have a lot of fun, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for watching.